brick construction toys from Poundland.
Hey, had to make a new intro for the video because I didn't realise how low the quality was camera wise on my phone. But here are the sets clearer for you before we get into the video topic, which was recorded on the phone with a lower quality camera, but the things I said are still relevant. I'm not going to record that whole entire video again, but we'll be reviewing each one of these sets, taking a closer look, comparing them with...
Yes, the Lego-like toys and construction sets. So here's all the boxes of the previous wave of Lego-like sets, and there were so many, in fact, of different sizes, prices ranging from £1 to £2.50. So they see sets like this, £1, and then the larger sets, £2.50. These ones, and then we had our big sets for £5, like this, and another one under there somewhere. We're gonna have an avalanche of boxes in a minute. Oh, well, there we go. So I've actually previous Poundland Lego-like sets, and this is the current Poundland Lego-like sets. There's some differences between this and this though. First of all, these sets here were made by a brand. All the parts and all the set ideas were made and then sent to Poundland's own packaging and assembling teams, if you like, to put the sets together and market them and sell them in Poundland, which means they cost a lot less money to produce and they can get a wider range of stuff because it's being made specifically for Poundland. And many of these sets were copied from J-Star. Whether J-Star actually made them or not, we don't know. It's hard to track down who makes what, but many of the sets were exactly the same as J-Star sets. But these here, these are a little bit different. So these are branded sets that are sold everywhere, all over the place, right? So these ones here, down here, specific to Poundland. Right, and you'll find, you know, the J-Star sets, but these Poundland sets were adjusted to make them cheaper, lower cost and stuff like this. Like this gun here in the J-Star set was an actual model gun, you know, and here again, you know, whereas in these ones they basically made them brick built to save and cut costs. These are just sold as they are to Poundland as finished sets, and there's only 5 available in Poundland, so they are a little bit more expensive than what's previously been available with the Build-X sets in Poundland. But despite there only being 5, there's a decent variety here and good quality parts mostly. Some stuff is sort of lacking a little bit in quality, only very slightly though, like this rubber on this wheel here. Can easily be pulled off with a finger though. You can just sort that out quite easily and smart it up a little bit. It's just a very, very light bit of over casting on the mould. So this is the only female set of the 5. Got a little tree there and some very friends-like sort of animals there. We'll be taking a closer look and be reviewing each of these sets. But just a sort of a little bit of an overview here. Have some nice parts on the spool there. Tablets and a couple of phones and a similar to Lego camera. I mean, most of the parts are Lego copies, and then there's other parts that are copied from other brands, and then some parts I don't recognise. Like, it's hard to work out what brands they're copying. But these arms here, they were in Creo sets that were made by Oxford, and this rounded window shield there you see in a couple of these sets. They were also in Oxford sets. These are copied from Lego, and in the set in these sets where it featured those parts, they had the glass or plastic for the glass there, which is missing. It's got the old style hinges like this one had. Lego doesn't make any more of these old sort of 80s style hinges there, or 80s and 90s hinges. All decent quality parts. Design's okay, hold together. You have to kind of rip these things to bits though to get the figures in and out. That's a very similar copy to a Lego bike. Some variation, some slight differences to the parts. As you can see, those wheels there are hollow in the middle, and they look like the Gy-Star wheels on the Gy-Star fire engine that I mentioned in the Poundland fire engine review, because that Poundland set copied the Gy-Star set, with the only difference being the ladder and a tool and the wheels. So in these sets, the wheels copy Lego wheels, whereas these are more like the Gy-Star ones with their hollow in the middle. So most of the parts copy Lego, but where there is differences, they're very minor, like the patterns on these wheels, for example. That's a Lego wheel. It's a Blocki or Blocki, I don't know how they say it. See the difference there? So very similar. Some of these sets come with accessories, whereas, well, these two don't, but it comes with a bike, you see, and this has a dog. But I think the most substantial thing, and build wise, feeling like you're getting the most amount of stuff, is probably this tractor here. Nice wheels, again like the Lego wheels, but different pattern inside there, and they're indented like the older Lego wheels used to be. This is interesting, it's got like a divider piece in there. But we'll take a closer look at all of these sets in their own separate video. Just going over a few things in here, so I won't be repeating myself in every video. So most of these sets came with an extra piece. It's got an extra arm. This one had an extra propeller. This one had this piece extra. I don't know about this one, I can't remember where I put the extra pieces. I think it came with an extra corner piece. This one, annoyingly, came with a missing piece. Missing a 2x4 plate there. One of these in white. I mean, you can still put it together, but it looks a bit stupid like that. The only solution really is to take this tile off here, which has no actual structural bearing there, and put that in that gap there. I suppose it's better to have a plate missing, because they're the easiest thing to replace, than to have something like the dog missing, or the window screen missing, or a wheel missing. But still, never like to see missing pieces. Of course, you do have this piece, which was the extra piece, not needed in the set. The one on the bottom there. So you could kind of probably find one of these and swap a 2x4 with this, for one of these in one of these other sets, probably. I mean, the more you buy, of course, the more chance you have to fix and adapt stuff. But there we go, that says the Blocki, or Blocki, or however you say that. Instructions are pretty good. Look at one of the instruction books. They're easy to follow. A bit like Mega Blocks or Mega Constructs. It's easy enough to follow. Oh. All the sets come with stickers, which I've not put on because after I've done the reviews on these, I'm going to package them back up and sell them on eBay for the same price I bought them. Excellent. So yes, there we are, the 5 sets available below. Key or Blocki, spelt weirdly. And that is available at Poundland right now. So there you go. Stay tuned for videos on each of these. And we'll also be doing a video where we compare this with Lego. But before we go, actually, let's compare one of these figures with Lego and the previous Build-X figures. So we're not doing that in every single video as well. So the hands are exactly the same as Lego, and they're kind of similar height, but they've got really thin waists. And I'm worried about how fragile the joints are that hold the legs and the arms on. I mean, they feel strong enough, quite sturdy and quite strong, but I wonder over time those little connectors there, a little bit small. They could be fragile, perhaps. But they're not too bad. Decent quality. I prefer the design of this guy to this one, because this one, the previous Poundland Build-X sets, their legs were together. And then the first original Build-X were more like Lego, with bending knees and swiveling arms. But yeah, but these are good quality, mostly good quality, hold together. There is some warping though, they don't quite fit together as well as Lego would, and I'm wondering why, or wondering how you would build larger sets with these parts when they're already warping with these smaller sets. Those there are wheels you see in Oxford sets and Creo sets. Yeah, they hold together quite nicely. I mean, some of the build choices are a bit weak, like this here, just comes straight off, and that falls off there. And with most of these, you have to smash the thing apart on the top to get the figure in and out. Unlike Lego, which makes it easy just to pull top off and get the figure in and out. With these, you can have to rip half of it to pieces to get it off. But still, they're decent sets for £6. £6 each. Now, these ones were £5 each, and you get kind of a little bit less, well, quite a lot less in some of them. But this is quite large, whereas this one was smaller, but it was more complex and a better build, and you get 3 figures, whereas this was ridiculous with the figure all the way down the bottom there, and sort of bigger and chunkier, but the parts are a bit more, not as complex. But then again, neither is this one here. This isn't exactly complex, is it? I mean, compare this one to this one here. Apart from the window screens, you know, similar parts, and this is like 4 times smaller than that. When it was a £5, this was £6. But then again, we have a dog, which is probably more expensive to produce. Then we have this £2.50 set here, sort of similar size to that, without the roof. So swings and roundabouts, I think £6 are still a good value, but we'll come to that conclusion soon when we review them.
And comparing them with Lego, of course. But this is just your quick look. High definition. Before we go to terrible quality. In about 5 seconds.